Hello and welcome to Training Tuesday. My name is Tyler Cobb, Director of Product here at Broadloom, and I'm here to talk to you about the BMS winter release updates. And so we're going to go back and look back over the last 6 months and review all the great things that we've put out for BMS. All right, so the items that we're going to go through is everything from sales processing, inventory, barcode and purchasing, accounting, bank rec. We had some new FC B2B vendors I want to highlight. Take a look at some general improvements to the system, and then we'll touch on a few specialty programs such as payments and QR codes. So to start with on sales processing, we've added the ability to do comment review quick searches. And so what you'll see here is when you're in a comment review and you have a huge list of all these comments to kind of look through, you can now do a quick search up in this top hand comment search area. And just typing in, it'll begin to filter out the items below. And so this is a huge time saver if you're just trying to find a particular line item or piece of information. Additionally, we've modernized the way the invoice register looks. This just helps us with making this continually updating the user experience and then also making it modern so that in the future we might be able to do things like email this or automatically send it to the right people. Furthermore, there's been care updates. So these went live on January 1st, 2024. I won't go through all the nuances here, but please review these if you are part of the care program out in California. Additionally, we cleaned up one of the descriptors that was could be improved. And so the carpet tile for those care items has now been expanded to be carpet tile square foot. So with the unit measure there, just to be explicit about what we're referring to there. On the inventory side, we have improved the labels formatting. So previously you see on the old, you just had a lot of different font sizes and styling. And some of the more important information was kind of smaller than it needed to be. So with the new styling, we try to standardize how this looks, make it more uniform, and then take the time to more emphasize important information like job numbers and location. Now, moving on to the accounting side. So the customer sales tax code now, when you're in customer maintenance and you're adding a new customer, you can look this up by zip code. So once you enter the zip code here and then you click this zip code button, it will take you to a tax code selection screen. Previously, you would have to go through and one by one add each one of them. So now we're going to default select all those tax codes for you, and you can then just click on them to remove them. It might be a double click, but then you can select remove all if you want to kind of start with a clean slate there. So just a little bit of a user experience improvement. Additionally, we've updated some bank rec messages, and we now allow you to unbatch deleted deposits. So previously you would have to contact support if you delete a deposit and didn't mean to. Now you can send those back to the customer payment register. On the AP bank reconciliation screens, we've improved some messages. So if there's no records, it'll say no deposit detail. Whereas if deposit amount does not match, this will now show you a message that reflects what's going on there. And for BMS, we only allow up to 13 open periods for accounting. So previously you might run into this issue where after 13 months or so and you've kind of missed closing those periods, then it will not allow you to create new items and such. So for now, on the first Monday of the month, if the current period is 3 months or less, so you're getting to within that 3-month kind of window of running over, then you'll see a pop-up for informing you, just letting you know, hey, you should go ahead and run your GL end of month by this date. And this is, and it'll kind of prompt you each month. So just a little heads up before you run into a proverbial brick wall. All right, B2B imports have been improved, and so now it will auto create a new color if a box quantity changes. So previously, this might cause issues because you have a SKU and then you import the same SKU, but the box quantity has changed. It went from 10 per box to 5 per box. But you still have inventory of that old one, so now it's confusing because it throws inventory off as you've essentially changed the factor of how it's multiplied out. So what it does now is the way it will handle it is it will essentially uh, take the existing item. It'll now relabel it as old box quantity. It'll update the catalog item description to include that box quantity and some kind of text like old to basically denote that it's on its way out. It'll also toggle it off to not allow to create new POs for that old one that's no longer applicable, and we'll muddy the B2B SKU to prevent future matches on it when doing new imports. And then finally, we'll add the box quantity to the color name. So on the new item, so that it's still it'll inherit the SKU as it's supposed to be. But we will create that new item. We will add box quantity to color name again, just so you can differentiate between the two different instances, and box quantity to item description. So just to kind of show you a quick example of what that looks like, here you'll see colors white and gray, the top one and the bottom one. Both have a box quantity of 6.9. Beige had a box quantity of 0.69, and the import had 0.69 for all three colors. So what happens here is white and gray are updated to both include the old box quantity and color and description, and then the new colors were created for white and gray. And so you see that here we have the white old 6.9, and then you have the white, basically the new is just the standard 0.69 with that quantity there in the description. And we continue to bring in new B2B suppliers and support these, and we're always adding more. So recently, in the last 6 to 9 months or so, we've added United Weavers, Abraham Link Distributors, Arley Wholesale, Viking Distributors, and most recently, 21st Century Tile. So we welcome them and hope that you guys enjoy those additions to your catalog. Generally, taking a look here, we've made an enhancement to catalog imports. Now you can see a history of all your imports going forward, and you'll be able to download those as an option. System now saves those files, and you can basically download those as later review and export. So that way, if you make any changes, you can do that. On the payment side, we have made a few enhancements here. So adding deposits now prompts if you want to match, which is eliminates basically an extra step there. So for customers with BL payments, when you add a deposit, basically you can skip, once you select skip BL payments, so you're not taking the transaction, it'll then prompt you, hey, do you want to link to this payments transaction? If yes, then it'll open the match transaction screen to allow you to select which one. Additionally, we've improved the credit process for handling multiple payment transactions. So if there's been multiple transactions that came through on different cards, then you can refund those amounts, and it helps you better manage that experience. We'll do a separate training webinar where we get into more details on the payment side, but I do just want to kind of touch on these lightly. So additionally, the card present refunds, you now have the ability to choose which terminal to refund them from. So if you had a situation where you were swapping out terminals and you took the refund on a different terminal, you may need to use this feature in order to select the appropriate one, as those refunds do need to come from that source. On the QR code side, so a few updates here. We've added the option to print color name on the QR code. So this was based on feedback from our beloved customers. Thank you guys for just helping us to continue to make improvements here. And then we've also added on the bulk printing screen a checkbox basically for all colors. So this will default to printing the color name on that QR code label. And then we've also added a few additional fields to search for. So manufacturer search field, display racks, etc. And then on the catalog maintenance screen, so when you're in a individual color, if you click on options, we've added a couple of extra links there for basically copying the QR URL link, and then under the options menu, you can also find the print QR code. So this just it makes it a little bit easier to get information that you may need for either troubleshooting purposes or to sending to customers. So I want to thank you guys for your time here today, for joining me. If for additional information, please reach out to support@broadloom.com. This concludes our BMS winter release updates.